Hi everybody, welcome once again to another Low on Health Daily Rambling. Just me kind of go over the past day or so of what I've been doing. Man, it was really nice this morning, afternoon, to basically how cold it was. It was nice to just kind of sleep in, and with the rain that just helped out a lot. And ironically, I was checking the news sites earlier today, and basically 49 states, basically all the continental United States, including Alaska, basically had snow, with Hawaii not having any. But sometimes Hawaii does have snow on its peaks, apparently, in its mountains. But apparently, yeah, it was a really cold day, I guess, no matter where you were in the United States as a whole. And especially for Florida, it's weird for us to get snow, and even for Texas. But yeah, it's just very interesting for to have it. I mean, basically, if it happened in all 50, it would have been like a record. And I think it is still almost kind of a record with the 49. But it just goes to show it's been one really, really cold winter, and don't know if it's an interesting weather pattern or anything, but it'd be interesting to see how the rest of the year turns out. Like, will it be a super mega hot year too? Like, will it be the extremes? Will it be a big hurricane season? Who knows? But it's just definitely been a really, really cold one. But let's just go and move on here. Do want to mention, of course, with Penny Arcade TV, their second part of their ping pong episode came out today. And I didn't mention the first one because I basically only want to mention it because it was a two-parter. But it's definitely worth watching the little ping pong thing showing how basically having a ping pong table at your work at their job was basically a nice way for people to relax and unwind. And they actually started doing competitions and tournaments with other companies, in which case the second episode kind of catalogs their tournament with Bungie. And it's really cool to kind of see how they all kind of have fun together, and to see how the game's actually played. It's kind of cool. It kind of shows like a family kind of atmosphere, basically down-to-earth people. Moving on. Ironically, with Lost Planet, apparently there's going to be skins for playable characters in Lost Planet 2. In which case, Lost Planet 2, I'm not really that interested in. Like, I thought the first Lost Planet did what it was supposed to do, was pretty much open and close case, kind of like Bioshock. But apparently you can have skins of Marcus and Dom from Gears of War, and apparently now Wesker from Resident Evil 5, you'll be able to play as him, and there's a little picture of him, which I know some people will be happy to be able to play as Wesker. But once again, Lost Planet, I don't really see what the big deal is, unless you just want to get a bunch of people together to shoot down something big, but I don't really see it being that much fun. They seem to be putting a lot of work into this Lost Planet 2, which I don't know why they're bothering with this franchise, but whatever. Moving on, Kotaku has a Franken review up, basically a bunch of reviews for A Heavy Rain. They basically kind of correlated and put them all together. Interesting to note how they have all these reviews out already, basically before the game. It's almost 2 weeks before the game is officially released, I think. Yeah. And the reviews are already out, which usually there's an embargo on reviews. So it makes me think that basically there is the embargo on the review was basically, for just 2 weeks before it came out. They'll hopefully drum up support for it, for people to see the reviews, to hear what other people had to say about it, and be interested in it, hopefully driving sales. I mean, I'm already sold on the game from the demo, and I'm going to probably play a lot more of this weekend again just to try a couple things out with the difficulty. But it's interesting to see what other people have to say about it, in which case, I guess Destructoid kind of has the lowest review of it, and if you read the review, they kind of basically portray it as, the camera angle's fixed and the controls are kind of wonky. But that's just kind of what the genre is. I mean, for me, what this game's going to come down to, it's going to come down to basically the story and the choices and how fun the interaction and all the tree of choices is going to come out to. Because what's really interesting to me, if you think about it, I mean, nowadays you have basically games come down to visuals, and they can only do so much nowadays. So it comes down to, I think, the narrative really is what sells games apart nowadays. Because you basically have your ultimate control scheme for like first-person shooters, which is like your Modern Warfare. Drivers have all consolidated. RPGs, kind of have the basic fare of like, turn-based. Tales of Vesperia is kind of the way to go. You have your Fallout and your Oblivion. Like your fast action games like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta kind of have their own same thing. So game controls have pretty much, I'm not going to say peaked, but have basically gotten solid to where you know what you can do to be a good game control-wise. And almost even design-wise, give the characters, auto-saves and whatnot. So the narratives basically nowadays what I think games need to strive for and work on, in which case that's what I'm really banking on, this Heavy Rain. It doesn't also hurt that the visuals look good on it. But it does show that, a lot of people are kind of happy with the game. It didn't get horrible reviews. It's not like, something really bad. But I'm interested basically to see what a lot of people have to say themselves about it once it comes out, which is going to be in 2 weeks. I'm tempted almost to go scrounge around the internets and the websites and the local stores to see if I can get it early, but I'm not that much of a rush to play it. I also just want to move on real quick here. The patch for Modern Warfare 2 came out today, and Basically, it fixes that care package glitch. It also fixes some other things with like care package speed and the 1887 shotgun basically being overpowered. So yeah, I played tonight. Confirmed that the glitch doesn't work anymore. And honestly, I'm probably just gonna put the game on hold for a while. I'm not gonna play Modern Warfare 2 that much. I was already kind of not feeling it, and like I said, I used the glitches to kind of refresh myself and to just kind of something else to do in the game that's new. And unfortunately, until a new glitch shows up, I probably won't play it. Maybe when some new map packs come out, but I'm really not that motivated to play Modern Warfare 2 anymore. I'll play it, for an hour or two just for the friends. But actually tonight when I popped on, I decided to play 1 versus 100 and play that with a couple friends, and everybody was just together and enjoying that. To where I might kind of do that more or less now. And actually tonight was the season finale, like whatever that's supposed to mean, for 1 versus 100 live, 1 versus 100 live. So maybe later on I'll kind of do it this here and there, but honestly now if a bunch of people are online, I'm gonna see if they want to play 1 versus 100 before they play Modern Warfare, because I've kind of not through with it, but definitely kind of tired of it in general. Which is actually kind of funny because a lot of people are saying they're waiting for the patch before they go back to the game, and I'm actually now going to stop probably playing the game because of the patch. Anywho, moving on, Gamefly, I did basically, they got everything back, they got Bioshock back, and basically kind of banking on either getting Darksiders or Africa for next week, and Alien vs. Predator. Also kind of want to get that for next week, and then of course there's Heavy Rain. Now I was debating on putting Far Cry 2 in there since it's available, and I've played that game a bunch and still haven't beaten it, but I don't know. I think this weekend I'm just going to watch some things and whatnot. Speaking of watching things, this was on one of my people on my Gmail's friends list. Basically, this funny little mashup video thing. In which case, it's basically kind of Ghost in the Shell meets C-Lab. In which case, you see these every now and then, but it really comes down to this is kind of like the old AMVs. But this one's just funny because the lip syncing is dead on, and the subject matter really kind of syncs up with Ghost in the Shell and the C-Lab talking about putting their brains in robot bodies and whatnot. I definitely want to recommend anybody that if they're big fans of C-Lab and Ghost in the Shell, which I know a lot of people I know are fans of both, I'm going to put the link for this video up. I'm just going to put my fingers up right here, and this box right here will link you to it because it's just really, really, really funny and definitely worth the whole watching the whole video of it. But other than that, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching as normal, and I'll talk to you next time.